So, hey, everybody, welcome to the 2021 energy reading. This is a universal energy reading. So, I was just sharing with the attendees here that this isn't something I'm not telling you what's going to happen. I'm not like, okay, in June, the airlines are going to shut down or anything like that. It's nothing like that. What this is about what you can do to stay most present, to stay most in your power, what you should be taking action on, and what the energy is going to kind of be reacting with you as you go about your life and as you go about your business and your own personal development. One of the things that I focus on a lot, and people oftentimes they're like, so what's going to happen? And it's not that I can't tell you what's going to happen or they don't show me what's going to happen, but what's more important is for us to recognize our power in every single situation. So that means, regardless of what's happening, you always have something you should be doing and could be doing during those events and those times. And that's most important. Oftentimes, if I say something really challenging is going to happen, which I do say that a couple times in here, they did give me some stuff to share. We freak out. We get all nervous. We want to know what it is, and our ideas of what it's going to be can create energy to fill that situation and to grow that situation. Where if we're focused on our reaction, our responses, what we can do, where we should focus our attention instead of on what might happen or what could happen, then it allows any conflict to dissipate. It allows us to stand in our power, and it allows us to be better creators. So although I do share some things that are going to go on, and sometimes when you do need to be aware of some conflict that will come up or some really strong challenges, this is really about what you can do to be to show up in your life the way that you want to be a much more productive person in your day. And it doesn't matter if you have a business. All the information that I give you here, you can use this for your business. You can use it for your personal life. There's some times that I very much speak about business. There are some times that I'm going to speak about relationships. There's some times that I'm going to speak about your own personal growth and where you should put your attention and not. But one of the things that I want you to understand is this is a reading for the entire globe, which means that as I speak about things about, knowledge or connection, for you, it might be a connection in your personal life, where for me, it might be a connection with inside the business world. The focus is that connection is important. Okay. So this is open to your interpretation, but also your feeling. So while you're listening to this, I want you to tune into your heart space. While you're listening to this, I want you to tap into your intuition and see where it's guiding you, see where it's pulling you. Do not get into your ego. Do not get into expectations, and do not put any limitations on what it is that you hear here. That's where you trick yourself up, because you'll hear me say something along the lines of, this is important for you to do self inner work. And you might think self inner work is about, connecting with your desires, when in reality, it's about releasing your traumas. So do not put expectations on what it is that you hear here. Use this to connect with that truth that you hold inside of you and look at all the possibilities that exist around that. That's what's going to help you to use this information in a way at which you're meant to. Something else that I will really strongly suggest here is that it if you're new to my readings, or new to being kind of more open and aware, I would use the first couple months as learning tools. So read about January, okay? Listen to January, but experience January the way that you normally would experience, and then go back and do your kind of like your reverse due diligence. Look at what information I gave you versus how you interpreted it and what actions you took. This is going to help you for all the months moving forward, and evaluating how are you interpreting the energy. And sometimes we can say that you're going to be incredibly successful. Your interpretation of successful is that you're going to have all of this money and you're never going to have to worry about a bill, when in reality, the interpretation of successful that we're delivering here is that you're going to achieve a different level of self gratification, a different level of self fulfillment, which could include money. So this is where I don't want you to limit yourself, because that's when we get upset about the results that we have. Okay. So this information is open to your interpretation, but make sure you're interpreting it with inside your heart space and not with inside of your head. And always go back and look at how you interpreted started something, what came about from it, or what really happened, and where you can shift your perspective as you move into the months ahead. That's what's going to give you the most success with these readings. Okay. So let's get started. If you are, like I said, if you're joining me live, if you have any questions, please comment them down below. So this is the 2021 energy overview reading. This is what you can expect from 2021 as a whole. So it is going to be a year of great impact. And let me tell you, it's going to impact you in so many different ways. And it's not just about you standing in your power and impacting the people around you. And again, I don't care if you own a business or if you work for somebody else or you're a stay-at-home mom. This is a year where your words, your actions, your voice, your the thoughts that you have, the opinions that you share, your emotions that you express are going to impact those around you. So this is going to be a year that you're going to need to be incredibly aware of everything that you do and say and speak and think and all the actions that you take, because every single action will have a reaction to it, and it's going to affect a lot of people. But it's also going to be a year that you are greatly impacted. So although we are going to have the opportunity to impact other people, you will also be greatly impacted on so many levels. We are not just talking about you standing up and deciding that you're going to own your power and that you're going to start sharing your voice and your value with the world. But this is also going to be a time when you're going to see things that are going to impact you, that are going to make you readjust what you're thinking. It's going to make you, reassess your actions. It's going to maybe make you make some changes within inside your business or your life. And these are world events that are going to have impacts on you. You might reassess your beliefs about something or what your truth is, because this is a year about impact. That is not the word of the year. It was interesting when I asked for the word of the year, which I'll share with you at the end. It wasn't impact, which I was expecting it to be. So before I really dive into 2021, one of the things that I shared before I press record was that the guide shared with me a lot of things and stuff you can do before you even get into the full energy of 2021. And this is very important. Okay. And there's some big energy shifts that are coming. A lot of people have asked me about it. I haven't done full channeling on December 21st, but many people have asked me about it. I'm going to share with you what it is that they gave me in order for you to be prepared for what is to come and what is still necessary for you to do and engage in prior to the 2021 energy shift that's happening. And it is a shift, okay? 2020 has been all about removing kind of like the layers, removing the masks, removing the blindfolds, and having you to be, and for you to be able to stop playing small, stop shrinking yourself, stop sheltering yourself from other people and from actions, and from stop being the person that you're not meant to be. 2020 was a year about exposing truths, not just with inside of yourself and recognizing, where you weren't being honest with yourself, but exposing truths on a global level. There is a lot of peeling back of the curtains, of opening up doors, of people being exposed, of things being brought to the surface for a reason. It wasn't to punish people. It's not to make people against other people or to cause separation, which in turn it did a lot of separation causing, but it's really for people to be able to get honest, for people to get real with the truth and to recognize and accept what is truth and what is important. And although we've begun to see this on a public level and on a global level, things that have started to shift need to continue to shift, and they're gonna inside your reality is going to start to open up different perspectives for you. And the truths that are meant to be revealed are going to continue to be revealed. But that means that you must be paying attention to the truths within inside of yourself. Okay. And these truths, and in each truth that is uncovered we need to take action on that. And if you have not taken action on your truths and you've not allowed the truths to really become part of you, you must do that. So you must start accepting who you are. You must start aligning with what it is that you uncovered. You must start acting in that energy of that you choose to be in as we get into 2021. 2021. Now, there are things that you've uncovered that are redefining who you are. There's things that you uncovered that you believe in now. There's things that you uncovered that that no longer feel aligned. You must align yourself with these things. So if there's something that doesn't feel aligned, you must do away with it. If there's something that you believe in, you must start trusting and leading with that. If there's something that you decided that you are going to show up and do, you must do it. And the energy is going to force you to do that. As we move closer to 2021, it's asking you to stand in your power in an entirely different way. It's asking you to show up in a way that you've not shown up before. And if you choose not to, the energy is going to feel very challenging. The energy is going to feel very hard, like it's working against you, because 2021 is asking us to be us. It's asking us to be real. It's asking us to be honest. It's asking us to live in a space and live in an energy that is fully aligned with who we are. And when I say who we are, I mean who we are on a heart space, not an ego spaced energy. And so often we get caught up in that ego spaced energy, but this is really about using the knowledge and taking the knowledge that you gained this year. And we've gained so much knowledge. We have gained so much awareness. We have recognized fears. We have recognized truths. We have recognized alignments and allegiances with people and alliances with people, and we've recognized where people no longer are no longer going to be part of our lives. We must bring this information with us into our everyday life, into our everyday actions, into all of the words that we speak, because the universe is forcing us to do this. Those of you who are aware might notice that you've been facing a lot of lessons right now, like in this moment right now. They're going to continue to grow as we get closer to 2021. Okay, because of the fact that it is asking us, our lessons help us to embody a new way of being. And we might say it's not enough to simply just say, oh, okay, well, I've learned that I should use my voice. I've learned that I align with, a new community of people. I've learned that I need to take extra special care of myself. I learned that I need to eat healthy. It's not enough just to say it. You must do it and act upon it. That's how we embody the information that we get. If we do not embody it and we are not embodying different aspects, it's going to feel, the energy is going to feel like it's pulling us. It's going to feel like it's like we're not doing the right thing, like we're not in the space that we need to. And if you don't embody this, there's going to be newfound realizations about yourself. And this energy is going to encourage you to do so, which means that there will be more lessons for you to experience. And in the coming weeks, there is going to be a shift that you feel that is going to ask you for greater acceptance of self. Okay. It's going to ask you for more honesty. And this is an energy that's coming in. It's going to, and you might say, well, we've done a lot of shifting this year. And I agree with you. I don't control the energy. I'm just telling you what it is that they're showing me. It's going to ask you for a greater acceptance of self. It's going to ask you for more honesty of truth. And it's no longer a time where you can just kind of fly underneath the radar. It's asking you to be an active participant and going after what is destined for you, because that's what the energy is pushing us towards. It's no longer, it's not that you don't have your free will. You always have your free will, but this pull towards alignment, towards destiny, towards fate is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And the reason is because all these things you've chosen before you came here. And this is so much of what 2021 is going to ask you to step into the energy of. We've chosen our fate before we come here. And when we walk around unconscious, we kind of miss a lot of things. People, there's sayings that you can never miss what's meant for you. True, but you can delay it into another lifetime. Okay. And this is asking you to stop the delays. This is asking you to step into what you've asked for. And as you raise your consciousness, as you raise your vibration, the universe is going to be pushing you into what it is that is part of your destiny. Okay. And one of the things, and they're basically delivering it to you, not on a silver platter per se, but in opportunities. And what that means is that it's not going to be handed to you. even though the destiny is literally right there. It's like knocking on your door. They're not going to hand it to you, but rather they're going to push you into it. They're going to push you to lead you, for you to be the lead role in taking action on what is meant for you. And what happens is that if you miss it, it's going to come back around and they're going to do it again. They're going to push you again. They're not going to say, here's your opportunity. They're going to say, here's your opportunity, but you must open the door. You must release the chains. You must say yes and take action into it. Okay. And I love this because this means that if you're showing up, if you're doing your work, if you're aligning with what you're supposed to be aligning with, literally, you can't go wrong. So this is where they're saying you can't miss what's meant for you as long as you show up. If you sit back and you're like, I'm not going to do my work, I'm not going to do my work, I'm going to fight with this, I'm going to resist with this, I'm going to let ego come in, I'm going to let fear-based energy overrule me, then you just keep pushing those opportunities farther and farther out. And this is super important for the overall aspect of 2021. And this is basically like a last push effort to align you with where you need to be aligned with. So I don't want you to compare yourself to me or somebody else or where they're at spiritually or emotionally or healing wise. This is all about you, and everybody has their own specific journey. So the rise in the new energy that's been happening and is continuing to happen. 2021 was the start of that rise of the new energy. In 2020, I'm sorry, there's too many 20s. 2020 was the start of that rise of the new energy. 2021 is where we are asked to completely embrace it. And if you don't, if you are stuck, it is going to force you to not be stuck. It is going to force you to release that resistance. It is going to give you hardships. It's going to give you challenges. It's going to show you where you're misaligned so that you can readjust all of that. And this is coming in the next couple of weeks. And you're going to continue to feel and you're going to continue to experience it until you decide to take action in your life and until you decide to take ownership and really do the healing work, own your healing work, and own the energy adjustments that you have to make. And these are important energy adjustments, such as, if something is bringing you sadness all the time, stop listening to it. If something is forcing you to remember the past all the time, stop remembering it. It was interesting. I saw a post today, which really aligns with this. And somebody wrote that, that their ancestors are forcing them to do this work. And this is one of those things that you must take responsibility for your healing. You must take responsibility for your energy, and you must make sure that the energy that your ancestors are bringing forward over and over and over again and pushing on you is where you want to align with, because you always have your choice. This is where free will choice comes in. This is where you get to decide, am I going to repeat what my ancestors did? Am I going to repeat the energy? Am I going to make sacrifices for my ancestors and avenge their honor? Or do I get to adjust my energy, adjust my thinking, decide where I want to be and what my future looks like? This is what 2021 is going to be all about. And this is what it's asking you to decide right now. You don't have to fulfill that stuff right now. You have to make a decision and embody that decision. So it's along the lines of, if you're going to eat healthy, you must decide you're going to eat healthy, embody that eating healthy, and make those decisions one day at a time that you're eating healthy. That's on the small scale. Okay. One of the other things that they said, that they asked that you are very aware of yourself, your feelings, your actions, everything that is connected with energy. Okay. Everything that's coming in the next week is going to magnify that. It's going to test it. It is going to challenge you. And being centered with yourself, embracing your power, will allow you to rise above. It'll allow you to truly see the magnificent aspects of you. And this energy isn't to hold you back. It's to allow you to embrace who you are. When we face challenges, that's when we're able to see how truly powerful we are. When we face struggles, it allows us to see how smart we are and what action steps we can take. So this is about recognizing, aligning, embracing, and totally embodying the power that you have. And the energy that's coming in the next couple of weeks is going to show you that power. It's going to increase your lessons. It's going to increase your healing, but it's going to allow you to completely embrace who you are right now in this life, this truth of who you are, the truth of who you're supposed to be, standing in that power at the level that you're at for 2021. Okay. So those are some things that I want you to be aware of over the next couple of weeks in order for you to get into 2021. So 2021, like I said before, is a year that you are going to make great impact. It will be the year that you decide to rise above the struggle, you rise above the shame. And so much of this energy, there's a lot of ancestral energy needing to be cleared in 2021. That's going to be a focus of a lot of the healing that you're doing is going to be ancestral stuff or karmic energy coming in. And we're going to talk in a little bit more detail about that as we get in. Okay. But they're asking you to rise above the shame of your past. They're asking you to redefine yourself in your future. So, like I said before, you don't have to be what your ancestors were, what your ancestors believe in. You're not dishonoring them. It's called growth. It's called healing. It's called expansion. And this is something that I want you to be incredibly aware of as we move into 2021. It's going to be a year to be certain in your communications. Communications in 2021 is huge. And so are commitments. The things that you show up and commit to in 2021 are crucial. And that's not just like, I commit to serving my clients. The commitments start with yourself. What are you going to decide to commit to, and what actions are you going to take to stand above the rest? And this is what they said. And it's not that they are by no means asking you to feel like you're better than that person. You're better than that person. We are standing, okay, among the rest of the people above who we were. Okay. So when we look at a year to make commitments, to take actions, to stand out among the rest of the people who are standing out, and you're going to rise above who you were in the past. So the fears that you had in the past, the limiting beliefs that you had in the past, the actions that you took in the past, the relationships that you had in the past, the failures that you had in the past, we are rising above them in 2021. But it's not going to come without its struggles. So although you are going to see great success, you are going to make great impact, you are going to rise above who you were before, there's going to be struggles along the way that are going to aid basically in this expansion that will occur in 2021. It's going to be a year where you will continue to see widespread changes. The changes, drastic changes within inside of our world started in 2020. 2021 is going to be a year where these changes continue to unfold. They continue to expand. That was just the start of the changes. It's like a ripple effect. In 2020 was like the rock thrown into the water and a couple ripples out. 2021 are going to be the expansion of those ripples. Okay. It is going to be a year where you do question authority, and a lot of people are going to be questioning authority. Okay. They're going to ask for more. They're going to be asking for more of authority, but they're also going to be asking for more of their self. You know, it was interesting. Somebody had asked me the other day, and this definitely pertains to 2021. Why are so many like amazing thought leaders who have had all of this credibility and all this focus, a lot of the folks, they're either falling or they're changing or they're shifting or there's not a lot of focus on them? It's because authority is being questioned right now. And it's leveling out in the sense that it's not going to be a few people with the authority and the power and the decision making. It's going to be more of a community feel. There's going to be more people rising up, sharing wisdom. This is why it's the year of the impact. And I want you to think about that. If you're somebody who has a voice to use, who has information to share, but you've been holding back because there's thought leaders in your field and there's people who have the floor and have attention, this is your year to really stand up, but you must do it in a space of truth, because they're asking a lot more from authority figures. They're asking for truth. They're asking for understanding. They're asking for compassion. And you're going to start to see a separation of people because of this. Because we're going to be asking more of authority leaders, because we're going to be questioning authority. We are going to be demanding truth. You are going to start, in order for this to happen, in order for people to become into balance, and that's really what's happening, bigger picture, is we're bringing humanity into balance. So nobody's better than anybody else. Nobody's greater. Nobody, yes, there are things that people are experts at and have knowledge on that well exceeds other people. Yes, but it doesn't mean that they're better. And so this is bringing a greater sense of equality to the masses, to the global community. But before whenever that can happen, you are going to see a great separation with inside people. There is going to be a shift for separation. Now, when we see this separation, okay, it can cause it can cause uncertainty, it can cause fear, it can cause panic, that we're seeing, instead of we're seeing the community come together, we're seeing the community separate. We must separate in order to come back together, and the separation is occurring as truth and power are reorganized, and this has to happen. Okay, and this is where healing takes place, because not everybody is ready to heal, and people can get angry, and as things bubble to the surface, as misunderstandings happen, as truths are revealed and people are mad at the truths, as realizations occur and people are offended by these realizations, that separation will happen. But please understand that this separation is causing a reconnection for everybody once the healing is done. But healing must occur, okay? 2021 is going to have impactful events that cause people to go into their ego. It is a year where it's ego versus heart, ego versus truth, ego versus personal power. It's going to be a year. This is why in 2020 we did a lot of work on taming that ego, because the energy within inside of it, and it's universal energy impacts people. People spread an energy that then affects all of us. And that energy that the people are spreading will trigger ego stuff, and it's fear-based thoughts. It's needing to grasp that power that certain people are, as it's leaving. Okay. And that's really important to recognize, is that when you see a separation with inside people, maybe it's even with inside your own friend group, maybe it's with inside your own community, maybe it's with inside the bigger role of like the spirituality community. The separation is occurring so people can come back together. Okay. And these events, there are going to be impactful events, and these events are times when you can choose to dwell on the past. Okay. This is where this ancestral energy comes in. So as the events occur this year, you can choose to dwell on the past and what happened and how you were affected and how your family was affected. Okay. And what no longer is, you can, as these events occur, you can get sad about the changes that happened and what no longer is. And you can let that define what your future is. And when we let things from the past and hardships and challenges and failure to grow define what our future is, we create more struggle, we create more resistance. Or you can shine. You can let go of the past. You can decide that things that happened in the past are in the past. We're making changes, we're growing, we're evolving, we're forgiving, and we are deciding right now what our path will be. And when you shine, and when you really have that forgiveness energy and acceptance for what is and for who you are, and standing in you right here, right now, who you are, not who you're supposed to be or who your family was or who your ancestors are. They're really talking about a lot of like that avenging of your ancestors. There's no avenging necessary. Okay. And this is going to be a very big theme this year. There's no avenging necessary, but when you shine your light, it lights the path ahead of you. And that's the path you're supposed to take, instead of reoccurring, instead of your past reoccurring over and over and over again. And we've seen a lot of that, of the past history just reoccurring over and over and over again, and it must stop. Okay. 2021 is also a 5 universal year, which means that there's a lot of changes. That's why I said 2021 is like those expanded ripples in that rock throwing into the water. It is a year of great change. Okay. And that movement started in 2020. It's going to continue here on all levels. Okay. Including globally. You're going to see changes with inside of agriculture. You're going to see changes with inside of leadership structure. You're going to see changes with inside of wealth. You're going to see changes with inside of every aspect of global community. Now, whenever we see changes, normally there's a breaking down before a building back up. When we see the breaking down, one of those things that is a highlighted key of 2021 is do not allow your responses to come from ego. When we see a breaking down of something, we oftentimes fear it. We see that like, oh my gosh, things aren't working, when in reality, they're being rebuilt. Okay. And that rebuilding process must be supported by our positive thoughts and our trusting and reassurance that it's being built that in a greater purpose to support the global community as a whole. So you're going to see a lot of changes, and do not resist these. These are not changes that you want to resist. Oftentimes we want to fight against the norm. We want to resist. We want to battle everything. This is not a year to battle the changes. Okay. It's not a year. Now, there are some changes that look like they're going to affect people, but in the greater scheme, and affect people in a bad way. I'm sorry. Sometimes I think that you can see what I see. So there could be changes that you think are going to affect you in a bad way, or they're going to end in a bad way, when in reality, if we let them play out, they're not going to be what you thought they would be. They're going to work out for your highest good and in a way that supports your growth, your health, all of this energy that you align with. That is your truth. When we focus on our truth, it expands and the future becomes our truth. We create that truth within inside of our future. Not that we have to adjust who we are to align with what's created for us. That is not it at all. When you align with your truth, what you want, what you desire, what you see, the future becomes that. And that is what we must remember. Okay. Some changes are going to seem unfair. Some are going to seem hurtful, but they are all going to bring about balance. And that is what we're looking for. We are bringing balance into this universe, and we're bringing order in an unrest time. And it is going to be an unrest time. Like, if you think that you were going to come on here today and hear that 2021 is just magically going to be perfect, even though 2020 wasn't, you're mistaken. It's not going to be perfect, but you have the ability to create exactly what you desire inside of 2021 and not have it feel like 2020 did. Have it feel more empowering, have it feel more aligned. I can tell you a huge amount of people who loved 2020, including myself. Like, yeah, there was a lot of unexpected things and there's things that I don't like, but 2020 overall was actually a pretty great year. And so, but this is my perspective because of the actions I took, because of the things I aligned with, because of the trust that I extended, and because I didn't let outside sources dictate what it was that I did or what it was that I continued to contribute with my business. 2021 is going to be very similar to that. It is about you standing in that power and embracing it. It is about 2021 is also about personal change and leaving that past behind. We are on a global level, we are leaving the things in the past that did not work. The things in the past that got us to where we are today, which is not a great place globally. And you must do that personally as well. So you must let go of the trauma. You are making lasting changes, not just short-term gratification. And that's oftentimes what we see. When the guides ask us to make changes, we make short-term gratification changes, which means we want the in the moment, we want the immediate gratification stuff, and we don't change for the long haul. 2021 is about making those changes for the long haul. And letting go of trauma is a key aspect. If we keep allowing our trauma to impact our decisions that we make and to create our future, we will create more of what happened in the past. But if we can let go of that trauma and we can truly heal from it, and so much of the trauma comes from our ancestors. It really does. It comes from a lineage of generation after generation after generation of being impacted, of being of having terrible things happen to us, and we repeat that. We do that to other people, and that must stop. That great trauma, it's not easy to release that. It's not easy to make those changes. It's not easy to rise above what happened to us or what our families did. But 2021 is asking you to do that. It is asking you to release this trauma and this family lineage and this heritage that you have, so you stop repeating the cycle. Okay. It is going to bring, so we got into a lot of stuff that is going to be challenging, it's going to be struggling, but 2021 is also going to bring you great blessings, like enormous blessings. And all of these are going to be, well, most of them, not all of them, they're saying most, are going to be unexpected. So they're going to be situations that you never expected, you least expected to happen, are going to come from some of these challenging situations that you have. You're going to have blessing after blessing. You're going to see results. You're going to be manifesting at a faster level. There's going to be surprises that you are been manifesting for a really long time take form, and they're going to feel as if they take form out of thin air. And so this is a year you will see that trust is incredibly important. When we lean into our truth and we recognize who we are, we stand in our power, we develop a new level of trust. 2021 is going to ask you to display that trust. to show where you've earned that trust and truly earned it. So not just saying, well, I trust the universe, I trust it. And then when something happens, you're like, you freak out and you want control and you want to stop what's happening. This is about showing that you trust on a different level, which means that if things look like they're falling apart around you, you must lean into trust. You must say, I'm going to let go of the control. I'm going to show up where I know I need to, where I'm guided to, where I'm shown to, but I'm going to trust. I'm going to trust this. I'm going to let go and stop trying to control, and I'm going to trust it. And you are going to see these immediate manifestations of what it is that you asked for, because you allowed the universe to unfold the energy as it's meant to. The universe is in perfect order. We F it up all the time by our need to control it. If we just allow the universe to unfold things the way that they're meant to, they literally will work out perfect. But we have this desire to control, to manipulate, to try to change. And we do that with our fear, with our ego, with our hatred towards other people, with our lashing out, with our words, with our actions, with our communication skills. This is a year that you are going to be asked to take almost like a step back while you take a step forward. So that means let go of control, but become the leader in your life. And it's a very challenging balancing act, and one must learn how to do that. And this is what it's helping us to do. All the things that we're experiencing going up to 2021 and in the beginning of 2021, I'll show you that this is a balancing act of really understanding what being the creator and the leader in the forward moving energy in your life truly looks like. It's not that control, it's that balance, it's that flow, it's that reassurance, it's that trust. And that's so much of what we are going to need to bring into 2021. 2021 is going to start with a lot of unrest and unease, and it could bring about uncertainty and fear if you allow it to. Okay. And if you're not embracing your power, if you're embracing your power, you can look at any unrest or unease or any struggles that you face as simply a clearing away of debris and a clearing away of your path and of opening up your eyes. But if you allow the ego to lead you as we begin into 2021, it's going to hold you back. You're going to be tripping. It's going to be like you're walking on a nature path, and you know how it's like you feel like you're tripping over everything. Like these roots come out of the ground out of nowhere and trip you up. We do not want that to happen. Okay. 2021 is also going to start with a shift in hierarchy. You're going to see a massive change in government and education and business and health. You're going to see a lot of changes. And some people have an idea of what those changes are going to look like. And other people have other ideas of what those changes are going to look like. They're going to bring about sudden unrest. There could bring about a lot of like that separation that I talked about within people is going to start right in the beginning of 2021. As these shifts start to happen, there's going to be a shift in wealth. There's going to be a lot of shifts and a lot of unfolding of events that are going to be very important for you to observe and for you to tune into and for you to tap into yourself and what it is that you believe and what it is that you feel, and not listen to all the outside chaos. The outside chaos is what oftentimes gets us all out of balance, out of whack, in our anger and in our ego. Okay. And this process is breaking down of all of these things, and it will be faced by great resistance by people. So the things that are going to happen in the beginning of 2021 is going to bring a little bit of unrest and that separation between people. Overall, and I'm going to get into the month by month in a few minutes, but overall, 2021 is going to allow you to grow exponentially and in a level you've never seen yourself grow before. But in order to grow, we must be watered, we must be cared for, we must face challenges in order to grow, and you must embrace that power that you uncovered this year. But it is going to be massive growth, and it's going to be that upward expansion instead of creating that foundation. This year, we created a lot of foundation. So your finances might not have changed drastically this year. You might not have like grown your audience drastically because we did a lot of foundational stuff. The faster you did the foundational stuff, the more you are able to expand up. 2021 is about building up. It is about truly making massive shifts, massive changes, and seeing the results of them almost immediately, and that big level of impact for all. Okay. But your success this year in 2021 will all be determined by you. Remember, the universe is laying destiny in front of you. It's laying fate in front of you, but you must pick it up and embrace it. You must open the door and step in. You must be the person that takes action. And it is determined by your mindset. Where are you focused on? What do you believe is possible? Where are you putting that attention to? Are you allowing ego to lead you, or are you standing in your power? It is going to be determined by your actions. Do you show up every day, or do you get into the energy of, oh, the universe is asking me to rest? The universe is not going to ask you to rest a lot this year, and I'll prove it to you in some of the monthly readings that we're going to get into. The universe is asking you to take action on an entirely different level. Your action is going to determine your results on a very much more profound level. And because we're raising our vibration, we're aligning where we're standing in our power, our manifestations are quicker. So your actions are going to bring about amazing manifestations very, very quickly. Your awareness is going to determine your success this year. If you are not aware of what's going on around you, if you are not aware of a bigger calling, if you are not aware of a bigger unfolding, if you are not aware of the impact that's happening to you and because of you, it will slow you down. So the awareness is absolutely key. You must be aware. You must not be hiding in a box with, curtains drawn. It doesn't mean you need to share your opinion with everybody or combat anybody else's opinion. Awareness is oftentimes very silent. Very silent. People many times this year reached out to me and said, "Why aren't you speaking on things? Do you not know what's going on? Do you not?" Because there's no need to. There's no need to. I'm very aware of what's going on. I'm very aware of where people are overreacting. I'm very aware if people are on ego based. I'm very aware of this. Most of the time, a lot of actions that we take and a lot of mindset stuff is based off of your level of awareness. And you can take better aligned action. You know when to take that action and when to take a step back. Awareness is key. And the last key element that they are focusing on within side of this year and the success be determined by you is your purpose. Purpose is going to be front and center. It is so important for you to embrace what your purpose is. Now, please do not tell me, but I can't find my purpose, or what's my bigger purpose? Whatever way that you are feeling pulled internally, not ego-wise, internally to show up and assist and help and be of service is your purpose. And people will say, but I wanted my purpose to be bigger. Cool. Then embrace the one you have right now and allow it to expand, because it's a process. It's an unfolding. It's a building upon. If you want a purpose that is world impacting, you must start in your own house. You must start in your own backyard. And that's what we do. You must start in your purpose and embrace it and live in that. So you must focus on service. You must focus on helping others. Now, this doesn't mean that you focus on service and you don't allow wealth and abundance to come to you. That is not what they're saying at all. In fact, when you focus on service and you focus on helping others, wealth and abundance comes in much faster. But we must be aligned with our purpose. We must be doing things that connect with our heart. We must be doing things that connect with our soul. We must be doing things that feel good, not because other people said to do them or because everybody else is doing them. So purpose is key, okay? You will be asked to show that you believe in you on so many different levels. You're going to be challenged to see, do you believe in you? Do you trust you? Do you see your potential? Do you see your abilities? Are you really taking responsibility for your life? If you believe in you, you will be taking responsibility for your life. 2021 is asking us to take responsibility for everything we have in life, for who we are, for what we're doing. It's releasing the victim energy. It is getting rid of that self-sabotage energy and you being that driving force in your life and showing up and showing it, not just embracing it and learning about it, which is what we did in 2020, but truly showing it, living it. It's about living it and experiencing it. Now, the word for 2020 is awareness. It's absolutely awareness. It is all about being aware of yourself, of what's around you, of what's unfolding, of a greater purpose for things. It's awareness of how you're impacting others and how they're impacting you. Awareness is key. It's about raising your awareness. It is about raising your vibration so you are consciously at a different level, so you can see things in a different way. You can recognize when you're controlling things and when you're not controlling things. Awareness is key as we move into 2020. It is the main word. You can tattoo that across your forehead backwards. So when you look in a mirror, you're reading it. Put it on your computer. Awareness is key. It is the overall energy for 2021. Being aware of yourself, your thoughts, your actions, everything that's unfolding around you, of self, of others, and of possibilities. And those are key. Having awareness of yourself and how you're showing up, having awareness of others and how you're impacting them and where they're leading from. If you have an awareness of somebody else and you know that they're leading from ego, it helps you to be able to take actions differently, to make connections a different way, to understand, to have compassion, to forgive. It changes the whole way you show up in life. And you must be aware of your possibilities: possibility for growth, possibility for healing, possibility for connection, possibility for success, possibility for impact, all of that. Okay. Now, 2020, we were focusing on the heart chakra, and it was all about opening up. It was all about connecting to our heart space. Even COVID was a heart chakra, is still here, is a heart chakra illness. 2021 is the throat chakra. We are 100% focusing on the throat chakra. There's a lot of work with inside the throat chakra. It's about speaking your truth. It's about being your truth. It's about trusting. It's about using your voice. It's about impacting people all year long. We are going to focus on the throat chakra. This means throat. It can even mean into your lungs a little bit. It's your voice, it's your teeth, it's your mouth, it's your ears, it's even your eyes are associated with the throat chakra on one level. This is key. Okay. Throat chakra is going to be front and center, and it's going to be important that you work it, that you take care of it, that you open it, that you do not overindulge it, but that it comes into balance so that you can be in alignment with your purpose and what you're supposed to be doing in 2021. That is the energy, the overall energy in view for 2021. I'm going to take a break. I'm not getting off, but I'm going to see if anybody has any questions or anything they want clarification on for 2021, the overall energy or what you're supposed to do moving into it. Before I get into the month by month breakdown, I'm going to go month to month to month and tell you what you can expect in January. And these are overviews. So it's about like January, this is the focus. This is what you should be aware of. This is what could possibly come up. I don't get into the chakra for the month. I don't get into that grave of detail. They don't tell it to me. If they did, I would share it with you. But just an idea of where you should be focusing your attention and what you can be, where you should be showing up. Okay. Natalie says, I definitely do not want to delay to another lifetime. I've been focusing more and more on showing up now. Yeah. And that is truly key. And it's not a bad thing if you don't do something in this lifetime and you do it in a different lifetime. But I'm like you, and it's a personal preference. Like, I always say things, and these are some things that you can say. You can say, show me what needs to be healed. You can say, I ask that this work out for my highest good. If I'm holding myself back anywhere, please show me. But this will stretch you. When you say those things, the universe will respond. But it also allows you to stay in alignment with your truth and be doing the things that you want to do and should be doing. It keeps you in alignment with your destiny. It is going to be a powerful year, Ashley. It's going to be a very powerful year. The next 2 years are going to be very important years. 2021 and 2022 are going to be very, very important years with like this for stability and for recreating and for changing a lot of the things that's around us. And things will be happening fast. Okay. Lisa Jeff says, I'm not coming back to learn any lessons. LOL. Nope. I totally agree with you. I'm not coming back to learn any lessons either. I'm going to cut our conversations out of this video. So I'm just writing down, it's about 45 minutes in or so. So if you guys have like a question that you don't want everybody to see, nobody that's not, present will see it. It's only for the live people. Unless it's something about the energy that you didn't understand, and then I'll keep that in. But I'm going to cut out the convo. Natalie says, I'll be 40 in 2022. How fun. See, I was 40 this year. Isn't Lisa Jess was 40 this year too. I don't know if anyone else who was on the call was 40. I just know Lisa Jess and I were. And it was a very powerful year. It's a big shifting year. And in all honesty, I had such a shift this year with like, Angie was 42, was 40 also this year, not 42. I don't want to make you older than you are. But it was such a powerful year in the way I showed up and how I felt. And I really do feel like 40 had something to do with it as well, but I know 2020 did. So all of us who are 40 this year, it's just a different, I don't know. I think 40 is great. Like I love it. I don't know. It's a great year. It's a great age, I guess. It's a great age. I'm loving it. I never thought I would say that. I was like, I do not want to be 40. And now I'm like, oh, this feels so good. And even leading up to it felt so good. So see, Lisa says she loves 40. I loved this year, so much growth. It was a lot of growth this year. So, all right, guys, let's get into the month by month breakdown. I will tell you what month we are at. And as I dig in and you'll see, it's very similar to what I did. And the reason I do these is to help you guys to plan. Like, when's the best time when when you should go on vacation? Where's a time when you need to have that awareness of, okay, if I'm going to need to be doing a lot of healing this month, or how should I even approach this month? This energy reading allows you to do that. Now, remember, I'm going to reiterate the fact that this is the month by month breakdown of 2021, and it's the energy that you need to be aware of. They don't give me very specific events that are going to happen, but they do show me the energy that you should be showing up in and where you should be focusing your attention, what you should be doing and what you should not be doing for most of those months, because sometimes the energy can force us to to get into our ego. And if the energy is forcing us to get into our ego, we don't want to do that. So we want to be aware of any situation that'll pull out that ego so we can get back into our heart centered, our space, so that we can move forward in life in a different energy than what maybe the ego is asking us to do. Okay. So have that awareness. So January 2021 is going to start off with a bang. It's going to be full of hope and potential and expectations, and everybody is super excited about it. You're going to see a lot of people getting super excited and making all of these drastic changes and committing to stuff. And people are going to feel the need to rush in and to create and to make those decisions that 2021 is going to be so different than 2020. And people are going to start this month with like all of this energy and excitement. But I'm going to tell you, slow and steady is going to be the winner. Please do not rush into this year with like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Like, no great expectations. You need to enter this year with realistic expectations, and almost like you're entering the door and you're looking around instead of being the person that blows through the door and just runs right in. You don't want to be the first one into 2021. You're going to want to be the person that's taking it slowly in, watching and observing. You're going to need to be now, you can still have that excited energy and that full of potential and have all of these goals and intentions that you have. I have them, but I am not throwing them all up into the air and running and chasing them and doing all this stuff all at once. That is not going to be beneficial for you. These people who are like, let's go full blast into 2021. Let's own this year. Let's make it our year, are going to be the ones that get tripped up and are going to be making a lot of changes. And I don't know about you, but the universe is bringing enough changes to begin with. I don't want to create more changes for myself. Okay. So this is a year that you're going to be very purposeful, a month that you're going to be very purposeful in your actions, and you're going to want to be an observer. You are going to learn so much by other people's actions, by other people's adjustments, by other people's mistakes, by other people's reactions. And this is key, and by your own. Observing what's unfolding around you, observing how you feel. This is aware. They're asking you to use your awareness right off the bat in 2021 inside of January. Okay. There are going to be key aspects that are presented to you early on that will need your attention, and you must give them your attention. Oftentimes, we start the year with this whole list of things that we want to do and create. This year, that's important to have that, but there's going to be things within inside of January that force your attention and force your focus. And they need your focus. So sometimes we can feel like, oh, but is this self-sabotage energy? I have a whole list of things to do. This is where it's important that you have these readings. This will not be a self-sabotage energy. This will be aspects that need your attention for growth, for community, for impact, for moving forward. And if you do not give your attention to these aspects and heal them and clear them, then it will continue to hold you back until you do. Okay. So it's going to allow you to, when you take the step back and you become the observer, it's going to allow you to adjust into a line. Okay. And it's going to allow you to energetically create symmetry in your life energetically is basically what they're asking you to do. And this is really needed. So there's a lot of times that we create an energy of all of this potential of what we want to do, but energetically, we are not in alignment for it. January is a month to get into alignment energetically with your goals, with your intentions, and with what's going on around you. And so this means a lot of grounding of your energy, a lot of balancing, a lot of focusing, like take steady steps, like tread lightly as you enter into 2021. Now, there's nothing that you should be scared about. Like, none of this stuff is there any need for fear-based energy. If you have fear-based energy around something, you're in your ego, not in your heart space. So I want you to be aware of that. Okay. You're going to see lots of duality as you enter into 2021. Duality is important because it shows us where it shows us where we have fear. It shows us where we must grow. It shows us where we have resistance. And this duality that you are going to see is going to force you to question yourself. These questions are good. These questions help you to get better connected to yourself, get better aware of who you are. January is also going to force you, the energy is going to be bringing about a lot of placing judgment on what's right and wrong. And although we like to teach our children what's right and wrong spiritually, there's no real right or wrong. So if you see that you're judging a lot of, well, this isn't right, and this person is doing this wrong, and this person is I can't believe that that's unfolding, and that's not a good person, pull yourself back, rein it back in. Don't go into that judgment of right or wrong. Just go into that understanding of what is. This is just what is. These are just possibilities. This is just what is existing and what's unfolding. So instead of judging things, you're going to use your discernment. You're going to be an observer. You're going to be an active observer. You're going to be aware of what's unfolding so that you can make choices. You're going to question a lot of what's going on in January right away. There's going to be a lot of unfolding of things. And you're going to want to place blame on people or say, this is wrong or this shouldn't be happening. I'm going to tell you again, and they're really reiterating this. We didn't talk a lot about this last year, but this is super important, is that everything that's unfolding is meant to be unfolding the way that it is. You must trust that. They're breaking down cycles. They are breaking down structures. They are breaking down norms that we have. So anything that you see unfolding is supposed to unfold that way. So try not to resist it, okay? And don't act out of haste. If we enter 2021 running, and we're all embracing in January, as things come, we'll react and we'll respond out of haste. Don't do that. That's not going to be beneficial for you. That's going to create more challenges. Let the dust settle as we enter into 2021, and do not take action until it does, and you can see that clear path forward. Okay, this isn't a month where there's going to be a lot of action to take. It's going to be a month where it's going to be like action, and it's going to be assessing, then a little bit of action, assessing, and a little bit of action. I'm not telling you to not take action until February. There's going to be a lot of action that you can participate in January, but make sure you do your due diligence before you take action. Do not be hasty about it. That will just create more challenges and more healing work for you to do. Okay. So February, now we're going to get into February. February is an action-filled month. There's a lot of things that are going to go on. You're going to feel like there's things that you must do. There's things that you're going to feel like you must create. There are things that you're going to feel like you must participate in, that you must add value in different places, that you must share your opinion. And this is going to be a great month to do all of those things. It is asking you to start your impact in this month. And January is really a time to decide what your impact is going to be, and how it is that you're going to affect people, and what you're going to change. And February is the place to do it. February is important to be unique. Okay. As you're being asked to stand out more, as you're being asked to be more vocal, throat chakra is going to be a really big focus this month. You're going to be asked to be unique and to be you and to be divinely who you were meant to be, and purpose is going to be a center focus for February as well. Stepping into that purpose, acknowledging what that purpose is, accepting what that purpose is. February is going to ask you to step out of your comfort zone multiple times, but it's going to be one of those, like, step out of your comfort zone, take action, feels good. Step out of your comfort zone, take action, it feels good. So it's going to be a period of adjustment inside of those stepping out of the action zone, but the adjustment's going to happen very quickly because you've done your work, because you're embracing your power, because you have aligned with your truth. So these stepping out of your comfort zone is going to feel simpler and simpler each time you do it. It is going to be important for you to find time to relax and care for you. Okay. Rest is going to be needed, but it's not going to be one of those like, okay, I need to rest the whole time. It's going to be rest, action, rest, action, rest, action. You can show up in a more powerful way with your action if you create spaces of rest for you. So if you decide to go like, full glory in and you just rush and rush and rush and action and action and action and action, you're going to burn out very, very quickly. There is a great potential for burnout and for feeling almost like dissatisfied, almost like potential for feeling really down, really, really low, because there's all these things that you want to do, but you just can't wrap your head around it. This is why the rest is important. This is a powerful month with inside those actions that you're taking in February. It is a powerful month to build that polarizing energy around yourself. Now, what this polarizing energy does is it creates the ability to manifest rapidly. So when we create a polarizing energy, this what it's going to do is it's going to push away the things that are not aligned for you and pull the things that are. But this means, and our actions will deliver this. Our actions are going to tell the universe what it is that we like and what it is that we don't want. But this means that it's going to be important that we let go of the things that are not aligned for us. If we try to hold on to them, we're going to mess with the energy. We're going to be saying to the energy, I want people in my life who support me. But if there's people that you really like and care for in your life that don't really support you and you're afraid to let them go, you're basically telling the universe, no, but I do want to keep some friends that don't support me as well. And that's not going to be beneficial for you because you're going to confuse the energy and they're going to bring you more of whatever it is that you put your focus and attention on. Okay. There's going to be this polarizing energy is going to allow you to attract even more opportunities of connection. Okay. That are serving your highest good and your highest good only. And sometimes that doesn't serve our ego. Oftentimes it doesn't serve our ego. So as you move into February, recognize that we are asking for the highest good, not ego. Ego is ones that feel like the materialistic things. Ego can fuel fear. Ego can fuel feeling like you need to be better than other people. The opportunities that come about are not going to feed these. The opportunities that they are asking you to bring in, I'm just repeating what they're saying. The opportunities that they are asking you to bring in feed your highest good. Highest good is expansion. It's learning lessons. It's embracing your purpose and sharing your impact. Those are what we're calling it. March is going to be an important month, and this is where we're going to start talking about karmic energy. March is a much needed self-attention month. The focus and attention is on you. It's like they're going to put a mirror directly in front of you, and you must do your inner work. It is a month of self-healing, and it's going to ask you to be honest with yourself and to take initiative before that initiative is needed. Spoke in a group today, and one of the things that we talked about is when you're flying high, when you're doing amazing, and you're going to feel like you're doing amazing in January and in February. And when you feel like you're doing amazing, that is the perfect time for you to do this self-work to sustain that amazing feeling. And oftentimes we don't. When we're really successful, when we're doing amazing, oftentimes we take a step back from the healing work because we're great. Why would we need to heal? Everything is perfect. That's why we hit those glass ceilings. That's why we hit those glass walls. That's why we hit those stopping points. And that's why all of a sudden everything will feel like it drops out of you and you were so successful. And now all of a sudden we're like, where did that go? Because when we are in those levels of high success, we must do the healing work to maintain them. That's what March is going to ask you to do. And if you could be proactive in your healing work, you won't hit those glass ceilings. You won't hit those brick walls, okay, that are placed in front of you because of the expansion, because of the stretching that you're doing. As you stretch, you must heal. And March is really going to be bringing you back to your roots. So it is going to be about bringing you back to the beginning as to what made you you and who you really are. This is where a lot of ancestral healing is going to come into play. It is also going to be a time where you are going to do karmic healing. So anything that you brought forward from other lifetimes, it needs to be healed within inside of March. And it's not like every single karmic energy that ever existed or possibly could exist within inside of you needs to be healed. No, the ones that are coming to the surface, the ones that are holding you down, the ones that are keeping you small need to be healed. Same with the ancestral energy. Anything that we're pulling forward from 2020 2019, 19, any of the 1900s that our family has impacted us, even the 1800s, all of that energy that we are carrying forward for generations and centuries ago needs to be healed, because we were holding on to that. We're holding on to things that happened to the 1800s, to our family, to the 1700s, to the early 1900s. And we are bringing that into this space and time, and we are recreating that. We must stop recreating that. And that is where March is going to be putting a mirror in front of you and saying, where are you repeating the past? Where are you bringing that past forward to be avenged or to carry through desires or truths that your ancestors have? It is not about your ancestors. It is about who you are right now and what it is that you are going to decide to do moving forward. That is so much of what is March is asking of you. It's asking you to look at what is driving your decisions and actions, and make sure it's what it is that you truly want inside of you, not ego led. Okay. You're not going to be taking away from a step away from your business while you do this. So that's the great part, is it's not like it's all this healing work and you're not going to be in your business. You're not going to be able to go to work. You are. This healing is going to happen simultaneously. This is why I asked you when things are really good. I want you to ask, what can I do to heal, to continue that forward movement? I want you to tap into what it is that you should be doing in order for you to get to that level that you desire to be at, or continue to sustain the level that you're at. So you're going to continue to show up in your business. You're not going to step out of that. And this healing is going to allow your business to facilitate success, but also your business will facilitate situations that need healing and need attention. And they're going to start off as small at first. And if you don't give them the attention, they're going to expand into bigger situations to heal. So this is where awareness is key. Okay. And I want to tell you, remember, focus on you for the month of March. It is about you. It is about seeing your strengths as well as your weaknesses. And anywhere that you see a weakness, please do not ignore it because you feel like you're doing so well. Heal that weakness so you can continue to do well. Oftentimes we have this misconception that if we focus on the weaknesses, it'll bring about more weakness. Absolutely not. If you focus on the weakness, to release it, it allows you to expand into greatness. And that's what March is about, is expansion into greatness. April is a time of calm and peace, and important to promote this. And I'm going to emphasize that it's important to promote this, because that time of calm and peace is only available if you create it. And this is an energy that we would like you to embrace, that we are asking you to embrace. April, there's going to be a lot of noise. There's going to be a lot of noise at the beginning of the year. There's going to be a lot of attention grabbing, but your job is to create that solitude in the chaos. Your job is to create that calm and that peace energy. Your job is to embrace the calm and the peace energy. Remember, when we are needing patience or working on our patience, we are given so many situations that challenge our patience. This is the same thing. In April, there are going to be situations and things that are happening in your personal life and worldwide that are going to challenge calm and peace and creating solitude for yourself. It's going to bring chaos. You have the ability to find that common peace within inside of you, in your space, and your world. Okay. You do not have to allow what's going on around you to dictate how you feel. The more people who focus on the calm and the peace and to decide how you want to show up, the more it expands. The reason that oftentimes we get mixed into the chaos and the anger and the fear is because there's so much energy around it. You don't have to do it. Just because there's a lot of energy around something doesn't mean that you have to do it, especially when the people on earth are creating that energy. This is about banding together and creating a space, a time of calm and peace and of reassurance. April is also a time that you're going to do a lot of reevaluation as to what is important to you and what you align with and what you want most. Okay. Now, the healing and the releasing that you did in March of karmic energy and of things from your past will allow you the space for you to even tap into what's important to you. It's important for you to recognize that in April, for you to embrace it. It is not a time for strife or struggle. Okay. Absolutely not a time where you should be engaging in conflict. Conflict will be on the rise, but it's not a time to like try to muscle yourself around and to prove things to people, because there's a lot of conflict and there's a lot of misunderstandings, and those will prevail if you do not take a step back and get into that common peace energy. This is a month that it's all about, like I have a saying, I'm like, if you want to believe that 1 + 1 is 5, have at it. I will support you. That's great. Unless you pay me to unless I'm your coach or whatever, and you pay me to help you to be right. Otherwise, that's fine. I'm not going to argue with you. If you want to look at the grass and tell me that it's purple, that's awesome. Your grass may be purple. Mine is still green, but yours is purple. I'm not going to argue with that on that. This is what April is a lot of about. And so you can stay centered and focused on you and continue to move forward. Okay. And it's going to be very beneficial for you to ground and to avoid aggressive situations. Okay. There could be a lot of aggressive event energy that arises, a lot of aggressive people. Again, your grass can be purple. It's beautiful. Your purple grass is beautiful. That's great. Okay. And a lot of times people think, well, that's not standing in your power. It is, because if I want to fight with this person as to whether the grass is purple or green, that disrupts my energy. That causes strife within inside of me. That causes me to be aggravated and frustrated. Where if I'm just like, awesome, I love your pink grass, or I love your purple grass, it creates a calm inside of me that I can put my attention on where I want it. That's standing in your power. That is what April's going to ask you to do, to stand in your power on a different level. Okay. So I want you to ground. I want you to avoid aggressive people and aggressive situations. And this could be a time where your focus is pulled away from your business. And it's being pulled away from your business and focusing on global matters. And I want you to think and evaluate before you make a stand or before you speak out. It's going to be very important. Now, the energy is not telling you that you should take your focus away from your business. In all reality, it's about putting blinders on in some regard and put your head down and focus on you and create that energy that you want around you. But it is going to feel like a big pull that you're going to want to be like, when you drive by an accident, this is what they're showing me. When you drive by an accident that's terrible and you can't help but look, like you're forced to look at this terrible accident. That's kind of what April is going to feel like. And where if you just look straight ahead, you wish them well, you don't create this backup of energy. You don't create fear within inside of you. You just keep going. You keep going on your path and focusing on you. When we focus on ourselves and we show up in the best version of who we can be, that expands and it allows other people to do the same. If we focus on what's wrong, if we focus on all the fears that we have and all the bad things that people are doing, we're feeding that energy. We really are. And so that's what we must look at in April. May is a time of, May is going to be a challenging time. It is a great energy for conflict and for misunderstandings. It is a time where you are going to be tested. It is a time where your patience could run thin. It's a time where you must focus on your patience and on self-acceptance. And it really is about bringing that focus back to business, because this conflict is this is where self-sabotage energy could come in. This is where you're going to be tested as to how well you're able to maintain your energy, how well you're able to maintain your focus, how well you're able to know what your truth is and where you should be aligning that versus what everybody else says to you and what everybody else is telling you. Okay. Now, you should be focusing on your business and specifically on what it is that you can do. Okay. There's always something you can do. There's always a way that you can show up. There's always a way that you can help. There's always a way that you can impact. So I don't want you to focus on the limitations and the conflict that's arising, but focusing on what it is that you can do. Now, May is also going to be kind of like a waiting game type of energy, feeling like you're waiting for things to happen, feeling like you're waiting for things to pan out. This is why if you focus on what you can do right now to move forward, to feel better, to be more grounded, to be more focused, then you can start to take small actions. It is not a month to rush. Again, May is not a month to rush into things. And also one of the things that they said, sometimes what they're showing me is that there's some big things that people want to participate in this year. There's some big ideas and some big projects. May is not that time to just throw those projects out there and be like, this is what I'm doing and this is what I want, because that's where some of the conflict and the misunderstanding is going to come into play. It is not the time to show your hand before it's necessary. So if you're like working on a contract or a deal, like let the other person show their hand first. Like in negotiations, the person who speaks first always loses. Always. This is going to be the energy of May. Do not speak first. You will lose. Okay. So when we're talking about big negotiation deals, if you speak first, or even in arguments, sometimes if you're the first person to speak, you will lose. And May is going to be that. Do not lose. Keep things close to you. Keep your focus on what you want, know that the things that are important to you are going to unfold, and waiting is crucial. Okay. Waiting for that perfect time. Now, for everybody, that perfect time is going to be a little bit different. Only you can tell when that perfect time is. But May is not the time to just throw everything out there and start taking action on it, because there's going to be misunderstandings regarding it. It is about being patient. It is about trusting. It is about believing in yourself and knowing that what it is that you're working on will unfold in due time, in that perfect time. But you have to be aware as to when that perfect time is. It's going to, you're going to know, you can't miss it. You're going to know as long as you take that step back and you focus and you plan, and you're trusting in the universe to show you what it is. Now, June energy is going to lift and be lighter. It's going to be more of this carefree. You're going to feel like a sigh of relief when June comes. It's going to be less combative. There's going to be a lot more communication happening in June. There's going to be, the action is going to feel really good. So you're going to show up. You're going to have any misunderstandings are going to be cleared up or move out. So you might not make amends, even though it's a great month to make amends, but it just might kind of dissipate and go away, and that's okay too. It's gonna, everything that you do, you want to make sure it feels good, and things are going to start working out for you in June. So that stuff that you were waiting for, it's going to start unfolding. Opportunities are going to be presented to you. Money's going to come in. And it's not that money wasn't coming in those other months, but it's going to feel a lot lighter. Okay. And it's going to work out for everybody's greatest good. So oftentimes when we have something that we're working on, we can oftentimes feel like, I just want this to work out for me. Like we focus a lot on us and how we want it to feel, and what we want to see in the results that we're going to achieve. The things that you're interested in and working towards, and things that are unfolding, is going to work out for everybody's betterment. Okay. Every single person involved. And that's key, because when everybody benefits from what it is that you're doing, especially if they're involved in it, it allows it to expand, and everybody's filling it with energy, which gives it even more of a capacity for success. Okay. You're going to have like this sigh of relief type energy, like you were working through things and you were waiting and you were worried about things, but it's like, okay, yes, I can really trust. It's going to bring your trust to a new level because of the fact that you were patient, you waited, you stood kind of on the sidelines in some degree and just watching and waiting to see what unfolds. And now what you were hoping would unfold and what you were working toward and what you're creating actually did. And it feels really good. Okay. So it's going to elevate that level of trust for you. June is going to be filled with a lot of new ideas. It's going to be filled with hope. It's going to be filled with potential. It's going to be filled with all this exciting energy for the future. And you're going to almost like see everything that you want begin to slowly fall into place and begin to be working out. And it might look very different than you thought it would. You need to get into that energy of trusting and knowing that it's exactly what it's supposed to be. And it's going to continue to expand. What you see with inside June is just the beginning. There's going to be a lot more expansive energy that comes along because of it. Now, you are going to feel this pull to rest and check out. Adhere to that. It is a great time to disconnect, and it's almost like a catch-22, because you see the stuff expanding and going and start to unfold, but you're going to feel like this need to like take a break, like this big sigh of relief. And when we do that, we want to like take care of ourselves and nurture ourselves, but we also don't want what it is that is expanding to stop expanding. This is where that element of trust comes in even greater. You must trust that once it's started, it's going to continue to flow. Once it's unfolding, it's going to continue to go. The more that you can take care of yourself, give yourself what it is that you need, the more inspirations that come, the more you let go of that control, and you allow the universe to unfold things for you. So it is a great time to disconnect, to take a break, take a mini vacation, spend time with your family, do things with your children, spend time with friends, go on a retreat. Great month to do that. And when you do that, new inspiration is going to come, and it will come forward in a bigger and bolder way for greater plans. And it might even change the plans of what it is that's already in motion. And that's okay. Allow it to change those plans, because it's going to expand into something that it truly needs to be. Now, July. July is a time normally when we spend a lot of time with family. The focus is on, resting and relaxation. People take a lot of vacations. This year, July is going to be, you're going to feel this drive to get right into work. All these inspirations and these ideas that came in June, you are going to want to put into place right away, and they're encouraging you to do so. It is not a time for rest. There's like they said to me, there's no rest for the weary. We are moving forward, we are taking action, we are building, we are taking action upon all of that inspiration that we had. There's going to be a lot of pull to do, and you're going to be given the space to do it in, and I want you to do it, okay? But don't forget to fill your cup. So although you're going to be working and showing up and taking action on a lot of things and feeling this pull to create and to expand what it is that you've already begun to create, or what already has begun to take form, you must fill your own cup up. You're going to be overflowing with ideas, overflowing with inspirations, and you're going to have a desire to do it all, but you must pace yourself. Now, you can work at a faster pace than normal. You can do more stuff than you normally do, but make sure you weave time in there for you, for massages, for body work, for self-care, for a day away, for an evening out. Make sure that you weave that time in there. And you've got to prioritize what you need. You have to prioritize the things that you desire. And you must also be prioritizing what people need most from you. So this is a month where needs are met. This is a month where needs are met. So your needs are met in the fact that we need to fill up our cup. The things that we've been waiting for are beginning to unfold. But if you have so many ideas, you must remember to prioritize what people need most from you right now. We cannot give everybody everything. If you're creating with inside your business and you have clients, you must give them what it is that they need most from you. Don't try to be everything for everybody. Okay. This is why prioritizing is important. You also must prioritize that which is for your greatest good. Okay. There's going to be July is a very prominent time for that shiny ball syndrome. We don't want to get caught up in that shiny ball syndrome. We want to get focused on greatest good. Okay. and one of the things, like I said before, July is normally about family, but it is going to be a lot of focus on self and on work. Even if the family pulls your attention away, you can spend time with the family, do a little bit of stuff, but come back to you and what it is that you're creating, because the energy is so supportive of it. It's like universally, there's a down in the chaos and the conflict and the chaos energy. And so much universal energy is focused on you and creating and building. It's like a lull. It's like a lull in the storm. It's like the eye of the storm. And inside the eye of the storm is this calm energy that you can build and create out of and step into. And you want to give yourself that time and attention to do that. Okay. August, I'm sorry. When you've been talking all day, it's like my throat was going. Throat chakra work for 2021. Okay, ready? So this is August. So August, the energy is going to take a turn, and it's going to demand that you show up. So it's going to demand that you stand in your power. It's going to demand that you deliver your impact. Everything that you've been prepping for, August is like, lay it on us, give it to us. You say you're an amazing healer, show us. You say you're a great psychic, show us. You say you're great at copywriting, prove it. This is what August is going to ask of you, okay? Healing will be needed, but more importantly, so will action. So as you step out of your comfort zone, you're going to need to do some healing, but you must take the action. Action is going to be key, and action is going to help you to get through that healing work. And it's also going to prove to you that you can do the things that you need to do. And that is important. We always want to believe in ourselves. We always want to trust ourselves. We always want to see the value of who we are. The action is going to help us to see that. We must heal to take action. The action shows us who we are in order to take more action, okay? Your voice, it's interesting because I'm losing my voice, but your voice is going to be center focus for August, okay? And it's you being able to reassure yourself, you being able to reassure others is going to be key. Your voice and reassurance are super important in this month. Reassurance that you have everything that you need to step forward. Reassurance that you are the exact person to take that impact. Reassurance that, you using your voice and you speaking out and you delivering what it is that you're supposed to is what's needed at this time, okay? It's also going to be a time to decide where you stand and what it is that you stand for. And this is not just global level, but it's in your business, it's in your personal life. It's really about, like, if we look at personal power in this month, it is like this golden glowing globe, GGG, this golden glowing globe that is center focus. And personal power comes from our heart space, it comes from our solar plexus, it comes from our soul. It does not come from ego. It does not come from needing to prove things. It comes from just being you. It doesn't come from needing to point things out or needing to show people where they're wrong. It comes from a place of service, a place of helping other people. This is key. August, there's going to be a lot of decisions that need to be made, but you must make those in your heart, not in your ego. This is why we want to be tapped into that personal power, so that we can make these decisions based on truth, based on our current beliefs, based on our personal power, not on those old ways. This is in some of these beliefs are going to go against those old ways and what you thought you knew. And that's okay. Sometimes we don't want to be wrong. Sometimes we don't want to let go of things that we thought were possible or things that we thought were truth. This is a month where we are going to be letting go of a lot of old beliefs, and we're going to be realigning to new beliefs. And it's going to feel very powerful. It can feel very uncomfortable to start, but it's going to feel very, very powerful in the end. And it's going to cause a rapid shift that is going to be important in your life and in the working, the unfolding, greater unfolding for everybody, but definitely in the unfolding of your plans. Okay. Sorry, excuse me. September is going to be a time to reflect and recalibrate. And we're talking about recalibrating your direction. So September is a time that you're going to sit down and really open up, like, your plans, open up your book, open up your schedule, and really say, do these goals and intentions still sit with me? Is this who I want to be and how I want to show up? Have I been showing up the way that I need to? What are the results that I'm getting inside of my business? Where can I make the changes so I'm more in alignment with what I want? And this, when you do this, when you really do this evaluation, when you really do this self connection, and you're going to be looking at a lot of self worth, you're going to be looking at a lot of self value. This is going to help you to increase your self worth, to increase your self value, and it's going to allow for bigger opportunities to come in. It's going to allow for more rapid growth, bigger advancements. It's going to cause you to stretch, but it's going to cause you to stretch in a way that you choose to. Oftentimes we can be pulled out of our comfort zone and we can resist it, or oftentimes we can say, I want to do something crazy and daring. I know that I can do it. Give me an opportunity to do it. It might be something you've never done before, but you know that you can do it and you know that you need to do it. And you're going to really be accepting of the stretching. You're going to want the stretching that comes. You're going to be leaning into that stretching. Kids and family energy is very prominent this month in September. September is a great month to get married. It's a great month to think about expanding your family. It's a great month to take a family vacation. I know that sounds weird because it's September, but it really is a great month for that reconnection with, your partner, that reconnection with friends. It's a great month to give yourself some downtime, some quiet time. It's a great time to fulfill the needs that you have. And they can be on many levels. Those needs are. One of the other things that they showed me for September, and this isn't meant to scare anybody. And so much of this is, when we do recalibrations and we do reflections and we change directions, we've got to let things go. But there's a big energy of loss in September. It's a big energy. And there's going to be endings to things. There's going to be letting go of stuff. There's going to be things that are leaving your life and things that are finished. They're done. They're closing. Chapters will be closed in September. This is why they're asking you to take care of yourself. This is why they're asking you to spend some time, book a vacation, spend some time, in a quiet retreat someplace for yourself. It's not a time for a lot of noise, because there is going to be this feeling of loss or this feeling of separation from things. And you will need to heal and process through that. And it's important that you process through that. You don't bury it down, even if it's small, even if it's like, oh my God, I'm letting go of this aspect of my business and I don't want to do that. Do the healing work around it. And in 2021 is going to be important that you do that you do the healing work as you go. You do the healing work as it shows up and as it's necessary. Then everything unfolds a lot easier. So there is an energy of loss in this month. Okay. But there's also an energy of new things starting. And these new things that are starting are exciting. And I do see some resistance for people like, why celebrate the new things when we're still grieving the old? Celebrate the new. Please celebrate the new. This is going to help you to heal into the old. Get excited for what's to come. It doesn't mean that you have no respect for what left, or you don't still aren't sad for what you let go of, but I want you to celebrate the new. 2021 is all about moving forward. It's all about moving forward. It's about letting go of the past, letting go of the things that do not serve you anymore, and moving into a new space. You must do that. And September is going to be a month that they are going to ask you to show them, universe energy guides, that you can do this, that you understand that you understand and you're okay with letting go of things from the past and embracing the new things that are coming in the future. And because they are saying they do come at a cost to you, and that's your commitment and your trust. So oftentimes, like, I know I've experienced this plenty of times, of when the universe will say, okay, you want something new, show us, prove it, let go of the old. And that's uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable, and it makes you trust on an entirely different level. That's what September is going to ask of you. Okay. October, a focus of financial matters. There's a lot of financial situations that are going to come up in October. They are going to be front and center. And these are things, it's not like, it's not going to be this great storm around your finances, but they do need your awareness. They do need your focus. And it can be on all different levels. For some people, I see that there's an overabundance of wealth coming in and finances coming in. So what are you going to do with that? With others, I see that there's a shortage of finances coming in. So how are you going to handle that? Finances this year, they didn't talk a lot about finances. It's funny because they want our focus on service so we can trust that the financials follow the service. But finances are going to come in. Money in abundance is going to come in this year. And it has the ability to come in like twofold. Like, for a lot of people, you could be doubling your income this year because of how you're showing up and where your focus is at. Okay. October does have a lot of fear-based energy. It often feels like whenever we talk about finances, there's a fear-based energy. No matter how well or how bad you're doing, there can be a fear-based energy mixed in with finances. And the fear-based energy is exasperated this month. There is such a focus on fear-based energy. The energy is also very much pronounced in October, meaning that we can feel energies. We can feel those low vibrational energies stepping forward. And so there's going to be a lot of more connection in that month. So these energies are coming up. This energy is one of the things that you don't want to do is you don't want to push. You don't want to push. You want to allow the flow. You need to relax and extend trust even more. If you push, as this energy is pushing in and you push, you create like a combative energy. You create resistance. You create more struggle and more conflict within inside your life. If you take a step back and you relax and you extend into trust and you simply say, show me what my next step is, show me what I must do, things will unfold very quickly. It's like any resistance is going to create a dam in the flow. But when you relax, the dam is going to open in the water. The abundance is going to flow down. And abundance isn't just finances. Abundance is information. Abundance is connection. Abundance is opportunities. And you might start off October feeling a little bit disheartened and worried and stressed about what's to come. But when you relax into it, October is going to leave with like these great inspirations, these great insights, these new ideas, and like this fresh new start. Okay. And that is important. The other things is that in order to make that happen, to go from, or to allow that to happen is a better word, but like not make, allow. In order to allow that to happen, to go from this stress to into this flow, is there's going to be a lot of people coming forward. There's going to be connection with some experts. There's going to be an energy of teaming up, of partnerships. And relationships are key in October. And what this is all about is this is about like when you cut yourself off, or you focus on, I have to do this all myself, and you can do a lot of it yourself, and there's so much personal power within inside this year. But October is asking you to expand into partnerships and making greater connections, okay? Because this is so much of what this new paradigm energy is bringing in, is connections and communication and community feel. And so October is the start of that. October, you're going to find as the energy releases, as you release in and allow, experts are going to come forward. You're going to start teaming up. You're going to form partnerships. Relationships are key here. And the more that you can lean in and bring this balance energy to them, the more that the energy is going to flow. And as we get into November, we are creating more of a community feel. There is a community outreach. There is more of this like doing for other people, of showing up in service, of giving more. There's a great energy for much more impact. And when we team up in numbers, we can impact on a greater scale. So in November, you're going to be making connections with people who have the same focus as you, who have the same purpose as you, who have the same drive as you. It doesn't mean you need to combine your businesses. It doesn't mean you need to change your business, but it means that you can put a couple businesses together, which are going to create a bigger ripple. Okay. And November is about that. November is about creating a ripple effect that is going to touch a lot of people. It's going to help a lot of people, and it's going to benefit for a longer period of time. When we are one solo person, we can create an amazing impact. We can have an effect on a lot of people's lives. We can create a ripple. But when we team up and there's like 3 or 4 of us together doing the same thing, it creates even a bigger impact. It creates a bigger ripple. We are going to start creating a team and a community feel, but it doesn't mean you need to do everything together. It's when you find that common ground that you can go together on and really start to expand. You're going to make new connections. I also see that there's a lot of energy around children again in November. So children are going to be very, very important. And so is communication. So oftentimes what they're telling me is it's going to be important for you to lead by example, through teach by example. And you're going to be doing a lot of sharing of experience in November. You're going to be, you could be talking on writing books, talking, sharing, a lot of giving back in November. And oftentimes when we speak at different events, or we write a book, or we share about things, or we teach, or we mentor somebody or people or communities, it allows us to give back. We don't do it at our full cost. Sometimes we don't even charge for what it is, because we're in this giving back energy, and it's really in this expansive energy. And at this time in November, the world is going to need a shift. The world is going to need almost like this energy, this infused inspiration with inside of it. That's what we're doing. We are looking at how we can infuse the world, the global energy, with inspiration, with love, with connection, with hope, with knowledge, with valuable stuff that they can use how they choose. And this is important. This is where we must let go. I could share all this information with you, and I am. And this is something that I said at the very beginning of this reading. You must choose what you do with the information that you receive. You must choose how you interpret what all of this energy means into your life and into your business. This is something that we are going to extend to other people in November, is we must give them value. And we must show up in a way that helps them, but we must allow them to make their own decisions. We must allow them to make their own choices. We must allow them to take their own actions inside of their life with the information that we gave them. Okay. Now, December is a time where it's going to, you're going to question some things. There is going to be a global unrest. It's going to feel almost as if some dark energy is coming in December. It's going to feel as if you could almost feel defeated. This is just a feeling. This is just you looking out at what's happening and having expectations that you believe were not met. Okay. In December, as this lower energy comes in, it's trying to shake you off your game. There's going to be a lot of things that you learn with inside of 2021. There's going to be a lot of things that you experience and a lot of things that you put into motion that are going to affect a lot of people. People are going to start to resist this. People that are challenged are going to start to resist this. It doesn't mean you let them resist this. So this is one of those times that it's not self-sabotage energy. It's not the universe asking you to, it's the universe asking you to trust, but it's not the universe asking you to step aside. This is the universe asking you, how serious are you about your commitment to the impact that you're making? How serious are you? How committed are you to the beliefs that you have? How much are you going to honor your voice? At the end of 2020, we've been asked to stand in our power in an entirely different way, in a space of love and trusting ourselves. At the end of 2021, you're going to be asked to truly believe in yourself, to truly use your voice, to truly keep moving forward with that impact that you have been destined to make and that you have committed to make, no matter what shows up. 2021, December 2021 is a place that you are going to use a little bit of force, but in a loving way, not in an ego way. that you are going to say time and time again, if you get a no for something, you're going to try again. If you get a no for something else, you're going to ask the universe to show you where you should try again. This is where you're going to be committed, take responsibility for your life and for your purpose, and continue to take action on it. Just because you get a no doesn't mean that you will not get a yes somewhere else. Just because somebody is resisting changes does not mean that the changes do not have to happen. Okay. So this is a year that this is a month, sorry, that you need, in a year, that you need to be committed, and that you need to rise above the naysayers. You need to rise above the people that are telling you that you're wrong. You need to rise above the people that are telling you that it's not going to work out. You need to have an entirely different a level of belief in your capabilities, in your message, in your focus, in the direction that your business is going. And you must stand powerfully in that. And you're going to stand with your alliance. You're going to stand with the allegiance that you created with inside those partnerships and other people who have that same voice and that same impact. And you're going to see results when you do this. You are going to start to see, it's almost like the cloud will lift, and you'll start to see those rays of sun through the clouds, and you're going to see a whole new level of success because you stayed committed, you stayed persistent, you stayed passionate, and you stayed in your heart space, not in that ego space. There's a difference with pushing forward and moving forward in the heart space versus ego space. You must remain in your heart space in December. You must remain in that heart energy, leading with compassion, leading with forgiveness, leading with understanding, but still staying committed to what your purpose is. Okay. And this is where that purpose comes full circle. This is where you've been building up your purpose the entire year of 2021, and you must commit to it in December, really November, but you must prove your commitment in December. Okay. That is the month by month breakdown of December of 2021. Literally the energy is just like, woof, of 2021. Now, I will still be doing the weekly readings every single week and reiterating this, but these are things that you can use to start planning what you're doing. If you want to plan a vacation, I want you to plan it for June, September. Those are great times. Okay. So, and if you make commitments to stuff, let's say that you make a commitment to showing up and speaking, and you have the idea that you're going to speak in public, and something happens globally and you can't go in public, do it online. Do not change your plans, readjust them. Okay. This is how you stay in that power, in that energy for 2021. Listen to this several times. I know it's long. I do understand that. I talked through the whole thing. I get it. It's long. But this is one of those things that you're going to want to think about. You don't want to start to analyze. Don't overanalyze anything that you heard here. Don't put expectations on stuff. Allow it to just like marinate. We're like marinating in the energy because our souls already know. Our energy already knows the direction to take. Our hearts are already aligning with what it is. Okay. And if you try to figure it out, you will cause yourself so many challenges, and you will have like, you will think you're standing in your power when you're really standing in your ego if you're trying to figure this out. Okay. I will take any questions that you guys have now. If I see that there's like a Q&A box at the bottom, and somebody said, okay, so Kristen asked, what if people that do not support us are close relatives that we cannot completely part ties with for that February energy? So you do not have to, when we're talking in February, and the fact that that it's asking us to stand in our truth, and that, you know, we want to detach from different things, and we're going to step out of our comfort zone. If it's somebody you need to part ties with, the universe is going to show you how to do it. The universe is going to do it for you. If it doesn't do it for you, then there's a level of detachment that's necessary, like choosing your own thoughts, going after your own desires, not needing their approval for stuff. If you do need to totally detach, the universe will make that possible. But again, you must make the decision to make that possible. Like a great example of that would be, let's say that that you have a friend or a spouse, because you said it's family, like you can't, or you have a brother. Let's say you have a brother that is so negative about everything that you do, but you always tell them about it. You always tell them about what you're doing. And he's so negative. He's not supportive. He's like, I doubt you can do that. He brings a lot of his worry energy. Stop telling him what you're doing. Just stop. Like, don't do that. Make changes on your end. If you can't release them from your life, make the changes on your end so that you don't have to deal with those different things that come about. But if they're meant to leave your life, the universe will make that possible. But if the universe is like, okay, cut ties with your brother, stop calling them once a week, stop answering their phone when they call you, you must do that. If you continue to answer your phone, you are choosing to engage. So you must take the action once the universe shows you. Let me go up. Kristen says, Carrie, this is so helpful. Only able to attend for a little bit. Thank you for doing this. Looking forward to hearing it all on the replay. You are so welcome. Leslie says, really looking forward to re-listening to this. Andy says, holy shit, Carrie. Ashley says, whoa, thanks for this. Will clarity come in for those of us stuck in the fog for our future biz moves? It will, but one of the things that's a really great question, Ashley. One of the things that is going to be important inside all of this is starting to make a decision. So if you are unsure as to what direction your business should go in, tune into your heart space and just make a decision. Just make any decision and start taking action on it. The universe will redirect you. It will course correct you. And as you do, as you start to step into January, it's telling you to step in slow. So start feeling out what it is that you're putting out there. Start feeling into it. And as we do any reevaluation, like when we get into March and you're reevaluating and you're going back to your roots and you're healing that, if whatever it is that you started feels out of alignment in any way, change it. But I will tell you, it literally starts with one action. You must take an action, and it doesn't have to be perfect. So I started a business where I was doing business consulting without any, I did business consulting without any psychic stuff or spiritual stuff. Clearly that is not what I'm doing now. Okay. But that action of just starting a business where I was doing business management, and actually before that, when I was still running that multi-million-dollar company that I ran, I took a virtual assistance course. It was an online business management course. And that's not what I'm doing. And I started to apply first to be an online business manager. And every single person I talked to was like, wow, you're amazing. Why are you trying to be an online business manager? Like, you should be a coach. And they wouldn't hire me. And I was like, if I'm so amazing, why won't you hire me? Like, let me make your business amazing. Everybody said no. And that was a clear sign from the universe. Like, I wasn't supposed to be doing that. But it was the start. It got me out in front of people. It got me comfortable with doing online stuff. And then I was like, all right, if I'm supposed to be running my own business, like, what does that look like? So just take one action. The universe will always course correct you. But if I had felt defeated every single time somebody said, no, you're amazing and you're perfect for the position, but for some reason it's just not a fit. If I had been like, oh my God, I can't even be a virtual or an online business manager, I can't do anything, I wouldn't be where I am today. Instead, I was like, okay, I'm not supposed to do this. So where is it course correcting me into? And take action on that. Okay. A no is always a yes in a different direction. Okay. Hi, Ange. Ange says, I love the new format and having a chance to have an overview to plan 2021. Me too. I do this every year for my private group. And so I decided to open it up right from the beginning for other people who are interested in this, but my private group gets access to this as well. I am going to talk about December 21st. I didn't do a lot of channeling on it. I did a little, but I'll do that on a live. So many people have asked me about that. So I'm going to do that on the live. I'm not going to make people pay for that, but it has a lot to do with healing and accepting who you are, a lot to do with it. But I will talk about that on a live. I'm going to do some channeling on it, and I'll probably do a live on it next week. I might even include it in the energy reading of the week, just so people can prep, but yeah, I'll do that. Ashley says, makes sense. Thank you. You're so welcome. Does anybody have any other questions that I can answer for you? Like I said before, this is going to be, I'm going to download this. I am going to put it up on a platform so it's not in Dropbox. You don't have to fight with Dropbox to re-listen to it. And this is available for you guys for the entire year. I probably will take it down after 2021 is done, just because I'll need the space on the platform, but I won't take it down for the rest of, you'll have it up all of 2021. Now, the other thing is, if you're interested in knowing exactly what your specific year will look like, so, I said like things are open to interpretation. I'm doing that. I only have one more spot. I do one of these. See what I just did for you here, for everybody. I do this for you personally, but I don't do it on a video. I type it up, and you have something that you can read every month. You can just pull up like, okay, it's January. What's my January going to be like? Okay, it's February. What's my February going to be like? So I type it all out instead of speaking it. I only have one more spot for that. And I do the whole year, like 2021. And then I do month to month to month to month to month. I only have one more spot. I do have a couple spots open for me to just do a full overview. Like, so that first half that I did, 2021, what you can expect for you personally. I do have a couple spots for that open as well. And you can find those upgrades on the page that you purchased this on. And then I have a few spots open for overview, like what's your word of the year, what your money goal should be, where your focus and attention should be for the year. So it's a shortened version of the expanded, what all of 2021 is going to bring you. Plus you get this and all that kind of stuff. So if you were interested, you can go in and click those things. If you purchased this and you want to upgrade to one of those, send me a message directly. I will credit the $74.99 towards any of those three. Okay. So if you already purchased this, because you didn't have to purchase both, you don't have to purchase like the $74.99 plus the other. So if you want to upgrade, please send me a private message. Don't do it on the page. Send me a private message here and do that. Okay. If you've already watched this, those prices are for people who didn't purchase this, if they want to upgrade that. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I know this is going to be helpful for you for 2021. I'm excited for 2021, making sure that you're standing in your power, making sure that you are understanding this energy and what it means to you, and decide what it is that you're going to create in 2021. It's going to be a powerful year. That's for sure. Okay. Awesome, guys. You are so welcome. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Look for this in your email by Friday at the latest. It will be out. Today's already Wednesday. So by Friday, you should get this in your email. Okay. Bye, guys. You're so welcome. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining me live.